Hey, what's up, traders? This is my last watch list video for a week because I'm on vacation next week. And also, the market's closed on Monday, if you didn't realize that. But I'm taking the Tuesday through Friday off. Chat room will be closed. Wayne's going to be running a GTMI session for all the course takers, though, so that you all will be able to hang out. And he's going to trade live for y'all. What was I going to say here? The SPY, we had the kind of the big sell-off, right? Then you had FOMC day that looked like, okay, we're finally getting a big bounce. And then today we gap down and sell off. So that's kind of again, I'm not one to predict the overall market, but I can say that you had this really ugly sell-off, what looked like a bounce, and now more selling. We're down below any recent lows. That is kind of a recipe for further selling, right? I mean, there's definitely, the bears are completely in charge right now. I could say that, and the Dow could be up 2,000 points tomorrow. I doubt it, but it is just an ugly scenario out there. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and trading individual stocks that are in play, and I'll be in cash every night. Just one real thing to talk about as far as stuff I called today. I got to pause this video. All right, I got a phone call, so I'm not sure what the exact last words out of my mouth were. But anyway, I made a call or two in this one today, ADN, which had a big breakout today. And one of them was when it looked like this. What I had said was I would like an afternoon break of this lower high, which was 332, right? So over 332 in the afternoon reminded me very much of that. What was that stock from yesterday? Can't believe I can't remember the symbol. SIDU, that's it, okay. Reminded me very much of SIDU. Let's look at that real quick. And I'm talking yesterday. So yesterday, SIDU gapped up, came down, took out the highs, and then went to the low of day. That's a recipe for bulls are in trouble, bears are probably going to fill this gap, right? And then it chops along near the low of the day. But then next thing you know, it ripped to new highs. And you saw what it did after that, and including all the way after hours and then this morning. So with that in mind, let's go back to ADN. It kind of reminded me of that. It had this gap up, took out the lows. It didn't come up and take out the highs, but it was chopping along. So I had said if it gets over this 332, it might take out the high of day and rip. But I also said, pardon my COVID, I also said I would like that to happen in the afternoon, which it didn't. I still took it. I took it right there and started scaling into that. And I made like $600 in like 5 minutes or something, not even 5 minutes. And then it went right back into choppiness. But then it showed strength again, and I called a fives buy zone idea, which is basically right in here around 360, about 20 cents risk. And from that area, it went up to over, maybe 450, 448. So there was a couple calls I made in this one, and I still feel like I missed several. But anyway, let me leave this up because I want to watch this one tomorrow. I'm going to go into what I'm watching tomorrow now. ADN, certainly one of them. Big volume, a handsome daily chart without a lot of resistance. Should catch some attention tonight when people do their scans. MICS, I had this big move, and now it's just chopping along sideways. Only 149,000 traded all day today. But it's holding up pretty well in a week tape, so I'm going to keep my eyes on it. I'm really going to need to see some volume before I'll trade that thing, though. AGRI had this pop back here, kind of a quiet sideways move and starting to curl back up. So that one's interesting to me. EVOK had the gap up yesterday, and now you've got a potential two-day high break because 356 yesterday, 356 today. So over that area, maybe we get going. AKRO, nice little mini breakout today. We'll see if it gets a follow-through setup tomorrow. GOTU, let me zoom in a little bit, but this one's kind of an interesting chart. Had the pop back here to 208, then put in a lower high right there at 203, and it's holding up pretty well. The daily range on it's pretty terrible, though, but it's a handsome looking chart for a potential breakout, that is. SIDU, this one's really extended. Just, 2 sessions ago, it was $1.40 something, and now it had this big This big 2-day run. This COVID's killing me. Sorry about that. All right, so anyway, I'd like to see it come in for a day or two, but I am going to put it on watch. HSCS, this is a weird thing's been trading for 2 days. So gapped up, sold off all day, gapped up again today, but sold off. But in the middle of the day, it looked like, hey, maybe we're going to come up here and take out the early high, which it didn't. But it did show me that this thing can move pretty quick. So it's only been trading for 2 days, but I'm putting it on bounce watch. You guys in chat know how we trade bounce plays, right? We got to have it set up first. KAVL had the gap, or the run, then the gap, and now a couple days lower goes on bounce watch. DRTS is kind of obscure because it rarely trades over 1 million shares, but it had a pop the other day to 12.14, then today actually hit 12.50. Not a lot of resistance above, so I'm going to keep an eye on it, but it looks pretty darn thin. And then AQMS, nice volume today for that stock. Excuse me, I'm going to quit. I got to get out of here. But we'll keep our eyes on that one too. I'll see everybody in the chat room in the morning.